Alrighty, guys. Good evening. Happy fucking Wednesday. Hope you guys are having a wonderful evening so far, guys. Tonight we're going to be doing more of the OW2s. Yeah, I played a little bit off stream. Good evening, Suit. Good evening, guys. Played a little bit off stream yesterday. And felt like I went back to exactly where we were prior. Don't know, guys. Don't fucking know. It seems like there is something that just completely dynamically changes in my computer based on, I don't know, time of day, something. I'm not sure. Very weird. Had a completely different experience in the morning than I did earlier in the evening. Good. Good evening, though. Happy 1/3. Good. Still on the same computer, too. We're gonna do a little bit more tweaking tonight here. We did a little bit last night and felt very good while I was streaming. And then off stream, it just went back to shit. Don't know why. Got going on here. Don't really care that much about 4070s. I expected we'd see more news announcements from GDC than we're currently experiencing. Guess maybe not. $7950 X3D versus 13900K pre-fight Z790 issues. The fuck does that mean? Oh, gotta take a peek. Pre-fight. Or skyscrapers losing their tops because it's pointless. Useless. $900K is slow? Oh my god. We're gonna take a peek at this, guys. I'm gonna go get my coffee. And then we'll... Second. Alrighty. She's a bit hot. good. What do we got going on here? Like a good tech review.
Welcome back to Hardware Unboxed. Today I have a bit of a different video for you. Something that was very much unplanned, but I think it's interesting and worth exploring in this video. So while I do have some updated 7950X 3D versus 1300K results, the focus is on the issue that I ran into while updating my Core i9 data using a Z790 motherboard. But before we get to that, today's sponsor spot is brought to you by high-tech dedicated 4K DDR5 memory scaling and tuning video. You'll recall that I mentioned there were a few instances where the Gigabyte Z790 motherboard that I was using for that content piece was a good bit faster than the MSI board that I had been using. Now, some of the performance discrepancies can be solely attributed to Gigabyte's use of slightly more aggressive memory timings, but there were also a few very significant performance margins that went well beyond the difference that could be attributed to memory timings. So I wanted to set aside some time to look into this issue, and having now done that,
is it a memory thing?
This bonus video. So without wasting any more time, let's get into the data and I'll explain further what's going on. For all Intel results, I've used the Core i9 13900K with DDR. Looks pretty well right here. Gigabyte, ASUS, ASRock and MSI all delivered roughly the same level of performance. There is some variation in memory timings used by each brand, but nothing significant enough to heavily influence the data. Also, if you're wondering why there are two Gigabyte boards here, well, that'll become clear a little bit later on. Here we have Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and these results are much the same with no more than a 1% deviation in the results. The Callisto Protocol, also
heated floor mat, guys,
here,
phenomenal by the way.
Up to a 2% difference between the fastest and slowest Z790 boards. And there's basically no difference in performance in Watch Dogs Legion either. All boards were within 1 FPS of one another. And then we're seeing much the same in a Plague Tale Requiem, no more than a 2% performance difference between these Z790 motherboards. Therefore, given what we've seen in the 5 games we just looked at, these results are pretty puzzling and initially were rather concerning. This is because initially I'd only gathered data with the MSI Z790 Carbon Wi-Fi, the board we use in our test system, so finding the Aorus Elite AX to be 17% faster on average in Horizon.
My current processor, one of the things I've noticed when I went to my ASUS motherboards is it doesn't perform as well in CPU-Z. I thought this was because I had DDR4 memory installed. It's not. I installed DDR5 and I couldn't figure out why this is going on. It's about 8% slower is what I noticed in the benchmark here. So we do this. Normally it was 15,000 for multi-threaded. And then on single-threaded it was 900. I don't know why. I couldn't figure out why. Yeah, and it's lost 25 points-ish. So that's like, what, 3%? Give or take? Not 8%, 3%-ish. 10% of 900 would be 90, right? Yeah, so it's about 4% is just missing.
Zero Dawn, with 25% greater 1% lows, was a concerning discovery. Now, having triple-checked the game settings for both boards, I was puzzled as to what was going on here. So I tried a second Gigabyte board, the ROG, and found the same result as the Aorus Elite AX. So maybe this was just an MSI Z790 issue. However, after testing boards from both ASUS and ASRock, this didn't appear to be the case. Now, it might have been a situation where there was some kind of bug in Horizon Zero Dawn, but that's not the case, as this wasn't the only game to exhibit this strange behavior. For example, we found that the Gigabyte boards were also much faster in Spider-Man Remastered, around 14% in this example, and this difference was
pre-fight
too large
as
to
in
chalk up to memory time.
Pre-fight as in it's talking about before the 7950X 3D and 13900K. That's not really super descriptive. I didn't really understand that. So he's talking about the issue prior to him releasing the normal video. Also discussing, or maybe featuring, a Z790 issue. Pre-fight doesn't really, I didn't understand. I thought maybe it was a memory timing thing. Nah.
Timings. So, having triple-checked the data and confirmed it was accurate, I went hunting for answers. After several hours of messing around with settings, Windows installations, BIOS revisions, and so on, I found the answer. And it's a remarkably straightforward answer, but it wasn't something I expected to be the problem. It wasn't something I was on the lookout for, and the reason being that we are using Z790 motherboards. So the issue was that by default, Gigabyte disables resizable bar on their Z790 motherboards, whereas ASUS, ASRock, and MSI all
doesn't apply to
enable
me.
it. And this causes some strange issues when using GeForce GPUs, as the RTX 4090 is much slower with resizable bar enabled in Horizon Zero Dawn and Spider-Man Remastered, at least on an Intel platform. And here's a look at Spider-Man Remastered, and it's the same story. Disabling rebar on the MSI boards solves the performance
Sizable bar
issue
actually
seen
hurts
previously,
performance now?
while enabling it on the Gigabyte boards lowers performance to the same level seen on the Asus, ASRock, and MSI boards. And just for a quick sanity check, here's another look at Shadow of the Tomb Raider. With and without rebar enabled, basically you're looking at the same performance. And it's the same story in Watch Dogs Legion.
So resizable bar is just
most games saw
pointless
no
now.
Performance difference between these various motherboard brands.
It's supposed to help.
Now here's a look at how
this is fucking weird because it's actually supposed to help things out. It's supposed to make things faster. Why is it making things slower now? This is a feature that's supposed to make things faster.
Ryzen 9 7950X 3D using DDR5 6000 CL30 memory on the Aorus Master compares to the Core i9 13900K with DDR5 7200 CL34 memory on the Aorus Elite, both with rebar enabled and disabled. In this example, using the Rift Breaker, we see the 13900K delivered roughly the same level of performance with and without rebar, while the 7950X 3D was 5% faster with rebar enabled. And that meant the 13900K was 1 to 2% faster, depending on the configuration. We find a similar thing in Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Here, the 13900K
is unrelated to the results I just showed you guys. I don't know what that is then.
Enabled, but the 7950X 3D was 8% faster with rebar on, making it 5% faster than the 13900K or 3% slower without the aid of resizable bar. Performance in the Callisto protocol was much the same on both platforms, regardless of whether or not resizable bar was enabled or disabled. And as an example, we see that the 7950X 3D's average frame rate was 2% greater, with a 6% improvement to 1% lows. And here we have another example in Watch Dogs Legion where the 13900K delivered the same level of performance with or without rebar enabled. Meanwhile, the 7950X 3D saw a mild 3% boost with the technology turned on, making it 14% faster than the 13900K in this example. Like Watch Dogs Legion, the 13900K saw no change in performance with rebar enabled. And
I've seen posts telling people to turn off rebar.
7950X 3D,
mine doesn't support it 2080. It's still on. It just doesn't do anything because the video card doesn't support it.
In this example, 1% lows were still 7% lower with the Ryzen processor. Now, the Horizon
3000 series are better to have resizable bar.
With rebar disabled, both CPUs produced their best results, and here the 7950X 3D led by an 11% margin. However, with rebar enabled on both platforms, the 7950X 3D is now 25% faster, giving the AMD processor a much larger performance advantage. Basically, resizable bar on the 4090 only reduced the 7950X 3D's performance by 4%, whereas the 13900K was 15% slower. And it's a similar situation with Spider-Man Remastered. The 7950X 3D was 4% faster with rebar disabled, while the 13900K was 14% faster, making the 7950X 3D 6% faster than the Core i9 processor once we enabled resizable bar, but then 3% slower with it disabled. I'm so glad that I used a Gigabyte board for our recent Intel memory scaling and tuning video, because had I stuck with the MSI Z790,
you probably would have made a video about it if you did.
I would have never discovered this configuration issue.
You
it's really interesting because a few
would have found out that it was actually
Intel
a problem.
Processors have in the past noted better scores in Horizon Zero Dawn's benchmark when compared to what we've been reporting. But after numerous retests, I was never able to replicate those results. And it's likely those of you who were seeing the better results were using a Gigabyte board or had manually disabled resizable bar. On that note, we only started testing exclusively with resizable bar about a year ago after being pressured into doing so. We were initially hesitant to jump on the resizable bar bus, given how many odd results we'd found in our testing, and overall it didn't appear to make that much difference. Sure, there were some games that did benefit a lot, but there were some that didn't, and as I said, overall, the results really did remain much the same. But with AM5 and LJ1700 boards electing to enable resizable bar by default, the change was inevitable. So for all platforms that did support the technology, we made sure that it was enabled. On the AM5 front, for example, we've tested just about every single X670 and B650 board that there is, and with the current BIOS revisions that were available at the time of testing, all did enable resizable bar by default, including the X670E Aorus Master that we use in our AM5 test system. And this was also true for our LJ1700 test system, which used the MSI Z790 Carbon Wi-Fi. And of course, as we've now discovered, the only exception here being Gigabyte's Z790 range. So when using our current modern test systems on the AM5 and LJ1700 platforms, I don't automatically check to see if resizable bar is enabled, as it should be enabled by default. And I've not had any problems to date, other than of course running into these Gigabyte Z790 motherboards. For older test systems though, like our AM4 test system, I do check to see if resizable bar is enabled, as I generally have to manually enable that setting as it's not enabled by default. Now, it's really important to note that resizable bar is not a feature that you can just freely enable or disable within Windows. Instead, you'll have to completely reboot the system, enter the BIOS, and then adjust it there. So this isn't a setting that you'd enable for one game and then disable for another. At least that's not very practical, and realistically, it's probably going to be a setting that you'll just set and forget, or in most instances on a modern system, you'll actually just never touch it. So that being the case, we're not going to enable rebar for some games and disable it for others, as basically no gamer is ever going to do that. That being the case, I'd by preference stick to the configuration that we're currently using, and that's the configuration used by MSI, ASUS, and ASRock. And of course, that being to enable resizable bar by default, leaving it up to NVIDIA to sort out their resizable bar support, something they seem unable to do, despite claiming that they'd only use the feature when it was of benefit. But of course, let me know what you think in the comments section. Should we test LGA 1700 processors with or without rebar enabled? And keep in mind, there are some games where the feature is of great benefit for Intel users. It's also worth keeping in mind that if you do see large performance discrepancies between reviews for certain games, it's worth taking a look at the motherboard used and noting if resizable bar was enabled or not, plus the various other things that could affect results, such as memory configurations, the games used, like are they testing the same game in the same way? Are they using a CAN benchmark versus custom benchmark passes? A lot of things there can influence the results. But I guess the point I'm probably trying to make here is that they're probably not paid shills. They're just using a configuration that might not be the most optimal for a given game, despite making the most sense overall. And I'll leave it at that for now. Let me know how you think Intel's LGA 1700 processors should be tested, and I'll be sure to read your comments. If you enjoyed the video, well, thank you. Give it one of those. Also, subscribe for more content, and you can get a lot more Hardware Unbox goodness via our Floatplane and Patreon accounts. Signing up to either one of those will give you access to our exclusive Discord server for members only, monthly live stream. Tim and I get together and answer your questions live. We have a behind the scenes content, lots of that. And what else do we do? Q&As. So some cool stuff there. Check it out if you're interested. But if not, that's perfectly fine. And I would like to thank you for watching this video. I'm your host, Steve. See you again next time.
You can use a third-party program called NVIDIA Profile Inspector to disable resizable bar support on GeForce GPUs on per-game basis. NVIDIA only enables resizable bar for a few games by default, which is why it includes games like Horizon Zero Dawn. So it's something where you have to hope that the GPU manufacturer is keeping up with their list of games. Reduced performance is strange. In any case, NVIDIA Profile Inspector makes it possible. Rebar on per game basis, so it's worth experimenting with. Hey, Slane, Illuminati. Oh my god. Today's Slice of Life? Interesting. The pre-fight, he's talking about this like this being like some sort of wrestling competition or something. This is like the pre-fight antics, when I thought this was some sort of setting for the motherboard. Benchmarking these days, love your bills must be a mess. It's not really. Benchmarking these days, they just stick to the whatever's default, and they don't test stuff. They just stick to default settings, and if you get shit performance, then you get shit performance, and that's just the way it is, and that's how they test it. Inspector. I used NVIDIA Inspector a while ago. They updated it. December 5th, 2022. Tech Power Up has a lot of really cool utilities. Something like this I'd expect you'd have to reboot for. Hmm. Said you could turn off an NVIDIA Inspector, right? Close them. Oh. Be on it all. NVIDIA Profile Inspector. Oh, this is just NVIDIA Inspector. Okay. NVIDIA Profile Inspector. I see. Why is one a GitHub and the other one is a website? Bullshit website? Not linking to the GitHub. Showing a normal version? You're not going to download from the website called NVIDIA Profile Inspector? From November, too. It's relatively new. I haven't used that. I have used NVIDIA Inspector. What? Frame rate limiter V3. Yeah, no shit. There's a lot of things in here. There's rebar. Thanks, gaming. Minus Linux. Deck. This is a snake oil fix. XMP profile in your system on a custom gaming rig is not turned on in your BIOS. I have XMP on. Snake oil fix, he doesn't really understand what he's talking about. XMP fixed issues for him. I have an NVMe drive, so it's not on a mechanical drive. I patch Windows. What does that fucking mean? I disable Windows Firewall and Defender. Definitely causes stuttering, however, unrelated. Loved You solves what the rest of us couldn't. I fixed my issue. February 20th, 2022. Delete the Overwatch shader cache. Nothing. Micro stutter since March 7th patch. That was Love is in the Air patch? As I mentioned before, guys, it's fucking weird. Overwatch is incredibly inconsistent with its performance. I don't really get lag spikes. I get, like, input lag. That's different. Lag spikes usually are FPS lag. I don't get FPS lag. I get input lag. And it seems like it fluctuates. Hyperthreading, already did that. The program called process less, so disable HT or SMT is not a good. It's not a good indicator because when you do that, Windows can still use the hyperthreaded cores for protected processes. Process lasso doesn't work for everything. That's a band-aid fix and doesn't work well. Uh, 1000 AP capped 144. Tried using tank worker thread. That doesn't do anything. We've tried that. Disable SMT. Tank worker thread count 6. I've tried like less than that. I've tried like 4, and it clearly doesn't work. Because you can see it's loading up the other processors, which means there's more than 6 threads or 4 threads. One Punch Man was on the 6th. Earlier than current patch. Why does the upvotes keep changing when I click on it? What is that? 9, 10, 9, 9? This is 5 months old. 11? What? What is that? Okay, I see. That's very weird. This is not what I was looking for, apparently. Tried this and it didn't do anything. Threads 2. I feel like this is going to make performance garbage, but we can try it. Should make performance garbage if it's doing anything. My computer just froze while I was doing that. It's already D3D11. I don't know why that'd do anything. Like I can literally go here and then I can go training range. Felt like that loaded a lot faster than normal. A lot faster than normal. Definitely using more than 2 cores right now. Right now I should be maxed at basically 600 FPS while doing the training range. I'm definitely getting less FPS than normal. Training range not indicative of a normal game. Yeah, he's gonna ninja dodge. 560. Again, when I clicked on it. 8. Why does it freeze when I maybe my hard drive's dying. Doesn't seem that way. I mean, honestly, it doesn't really have any problems. Kinda doubt it. Like, my FPS isn't that much higher, but it's higher than it was before. I was 560 on average. Down. Oh. So it makes me think that that's not even doing anything. Like, the distribution of the workload looks almost identical. You see an input delay is off because I'm missing some shots. Or a time thing. I don't know, guys. Not work for me. It's another threads in your computer. This doesn't do anything. If it did, it doesn't anymore. Fuck is that? And what? Why? Thread count 4. Thread count 2. Less FPS compared to 2. Like a charm? So it did look like it loaded faster. The thread distribution does not look any different. Stuttering. Yeah, and there it goes again. Doesn't. Whenever I initially click game settings, it causes my computer to lock up. Why? 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 File more quickly. Um, hmm. says 1 gigabyte, so it appears that isn't full unless it's in bits instead of bytes. Try something here. That's not going to break the bank. Gigs. Star Citizen. Star Citizen has a lot of problems. This does not pertain to normal games. Star Citizen does a lot of really fucking weird shit. Like they're having problems with the game showing up on your E-cores for a while, I read about. I don't play Star Citizen, but, yeah. Weird. One of the biggest successes in Kickstarter history is also one of the games that is never finished, and it's also... also kind of sucks, to be perfectly honest. I guess it's based on, like, what's used last. My guess is if it ran out of space, it would delete the cache that hasn't been used recently. Means it's probably not full. Probably just resets with each game. Either that or each game is limited to a certain amount of cache. I don't know which. Huh. Okay. No. No. Don't. No. 10 gigs, though. Yeah. Grabbed a hole, guys. I've looked at Cheddar Cache before, and I generally didn't see any reason. I turned it off, and that definitely makes things worse. Weird if rebar only turns off on some systems and doesn't on others. Like something that you should just turn off in general, though. Let's see. Let's do an upload here. We're gonna move on to some OWs for the evening. Days. So, if anything's gonna be announced, basically by the end of the week, I guess. Mm-hmm. Right now. Pretty sure I trimmed this already. Oh. Okay. Not spam subscribers. Oh. All right, so found nothing of value, as per usual. Credits, guys. You don't look at the top of your screen, C9. Nicknames given to some heroes in Catch Amari game mode are amazing. Bicycle. it's just me, or is the kind, loving Mercy main stereotype just wrong? That's not wrong. Yeah. I'm a mean Mercy. Oh, call me Queen Mercy. Yeah, okay. Rebel against the system, guys. I think that was the moral of the story. If I'm Summer and you're Kiriko, don't teleport to me if I'm low. Most and that because you teleport away, and then Kiriko dies. AMD Reddits. My experience 7950X 3D, in my opinion. Expo was working perfectly until I installed Ryzen Master. It actually ruined my PC, and after required restart, my PC wasn't booting anymore and was stuck. Fast boot option caused problems. Set the preferred frequency, I disabled Xbox Game Bar. I also changed power option to max performance. It doesn't really make a difference which power setting you use. Here, since all cores will use the whole time, I also use process less to assign games to 3D cache. And also sometimes some programs to normal cache CCD. Multi-process at once. I love it. For PBO, just set it to -20 because I'm too lazy to test around with this kind of stuff, and it seems to work perfectly fine for me. Performance is pretty insane. Like the idea of having a CPU that was #1 in gaming and also extremely powerful CPU for everything else. Being able to split the process according to the maximum out of each CCD is very cool. You could do that with the 5900, 3900. I've been doing this since 3900X. Depends on what you have. No need for game mode or 3D cache driver. I've uninstalled and works just fine. This is one of the things I thought about, guys. It came down to 1300K versus 7950X3D. The 7900X3D is a piece of shit because you don't have enough cores for games, and you're going to end up going back and forth between the frequency and the cache cores, where the 7950X3D has 16 cores, half of which are cache cores, and that's about the right amount for normal games. But it was an additional, what? $700. $900. Right. It's out of stock. 700. Stop. Oh no, they aren't in stock. Amazon has one in sale for $1,200. Yay. Amazon and Newegg. February 28th. Only keeps track of 2 places. March 9th, Newegg. Third. One. Still really expensive. I expected on GDC, guys, I expected there to be more options, and maybe we'll see something. I suspect we'll get all the cards on the table by Friday, which is the last day, so. Good evening, Excalibur men. Good evening. I don't want to buy a 4080, to be perfectly honest. It feels like you are literally just getting cheaper, but also proportionally less performant 4090. So, and in order to get a value, you have to get a 4070 Ti. And that honestly isn't really even that good of a deal. $99, I think it's cheapest. I think that's retail. How's your night going, dude? Hope it's lovely. Interesting. I thought about doing exactly what this guy did, and I don't know. I'm still, like, my 13900K just manages all the shit in the background. Yeah. Adopting AM5 and dealing with the weird BIOS and RAM issues I wouldn't want the patients to handle at such the money spent, you know. Considered it. Oh, geez. Kind of weighs in on buyer's remorse. Specifically, the problems I'm having with Overwatch right now. I don't know, even if I had an X3D chip, if it would fix anything. I think what's going on with my computer or with Overwatch might be something that's unrelated. Sucks, though. I considered that. I was considering the option. Oof. So, no one is even talking about the 700X3D because it's not even a fucking option. I can wash my coffee cup, but guys, this brings up unfortunate scenarios I'm considering right now. We're back. Oh, guys. Like, I just fucking got my 13900K. Oh my god. I knew that the 7950X3D had problems with allocating chips and parking in general. I did not think that you could literally just remove the ability to for the CPU to actually just automatically push stuff around the chip itself and then do it yourself. Oh my god. Like, obviously, I've known about Project Lasso for years, and I use it, liberally use Project Lasso all the fucking time, which I'm currently using right now, for instance. Chrome is all on my eCores. Tasks that operate in the background I have just set to my eCores. And then, if you set it to prefer frequency, that'll automatically push everything that it can normally to your frequency cores. You can't do that with... It kind of does it automatically, but doesn't completely do it. Like, for instance, if you look here, you can still see some stuff is operating on my P cores, despite the fact that nothing... I don't want anything to operate on my P cores. The only thing I want on my P cores, which is 1 through 8 here, the only thing I want to operate on my P cores is video games. I don't want all this other garbage on my P cores. Like, maybe I just have to go through and select everything. Well, certain things you can't move because they inherit settings. Why is Memtest Helper open? They inherit settings like Steam, for instance. It's where it locked up because I was assigning too much memory. I tested my memory tonight. Did nothing out of the ordinary. I wish you could actually just move my P cores to an isolated part of my computer. Hey, Bendy. Thing.
With the introduction of Intel's 12th generation Alder Lake processor, Hogwarts Legacy, a new title that was released earlier this month and seems to be quite popular. I tested in the town of Hogsmeade, which seems to be one of the most demanding areas in the game. Here we can see that our average FPS doesn't seem to change much with the eCores enabled or disabled. It's within margin of error. We do see a considerable average. With the results we just saw and taking into account the averages seen here, eCores do definitely benefit your gaming performance. Our average FPS improves by 2% overall, and our 1% lows, which in this case I value as more important, improved by 6%.
No! I don't know, Bendy! I don't fucking know! Microsoft is supposed to figure this shit all out!
Just saw, there were
I don't know, Bendy!
Significantly better performance with the eCores enabled.
I buy a $500 CPU, it should do all this shit automatically, shouldn't it, Bendy? Shouldn't it, Bendy? Bendy! Fucking Bendy!
The differences were pretty minor.
Why doesn't it just do it automatically? Tee, I don't fucking know. It kinda does, but it doesn't completely do it.
And there wasn't too much variation, which is what I was expecting anyways. However, when it comes to... Thank you guys so much for watching.
From Bandy. There should be actually just a default option for thread allocation in Process Lasso. Some things like Steam, for instance, I can't move. This is already on my eCores. It's supposed to be on my sidebar. Yeah, it's on my eCores. EWM. You run into issues if you move some system processes around. Yeah, well, this is the thing is, so you have to understand, gamers are an incredibly small part of the market, even if they engineer products for gamers. It's an incredibly small part of the market, and it does work. This does work, and the benchmarks generally are favorable. The problem is we're running into solutions where I'm trying to get rid of that like 0.1% or that 1% to iron things out, right? To make things for up to my standards. And it's not quite there. And it is for the majority of people that just casually play games or even play games in general, but not for the people that really want the best possible experience. So you have to understand that I'm like an ultra niche part of the market, and as such, they don't really care that much to be perfect. 371, what is this? Explorer? System. Can I move system? Probably not. This is probably going to explode. Be an E-core selection here, and there isn't. It tells you which is your E-cores, though. $371 threads. I forgot what the X rule is. That pro balance exclude. I'm very certain I have pro balance off. Pro balance fucks up a lot of shit. Responsiveness to the registry. .exe. Apparently it doesn't care about system, but it cares about Explorer. So sometimes if you adjust stuff, it can affect the responsiveness of your system too. Like for instance, the driver, like NVIDIA container here, it's part of the NVIDIA driver pack. You guys can't see it's slightly off screen right now. So adjusting that might have adverse effects. There's audio drivers in here too. Like the E-cores aren't that slow, but they're definitely slower than your P-cores. Steam, if you, unfortunately you cannot adjust the launcher. If you adjust the launcher, when a process launches from the launcher, it will inherit all the affinity settings from the launcher. So Battle.net, Steam, they'll suck up the affinity settings, and you can't change that, unfortunately. You'd have to manually adjust each setting. Search host. You. The process. Sidebar. It's already set up. Chrome. Desktop Windows Manager. I've done this before, and it actually felt like it slowed down my computer when I did this. Developer SVC host. Auto DG is part of Sound Blaster. Web helper. Fuck you. I mean, I could change it and then change each game individually, I suppose. The worst that can happen, I fuck up my system. Well, more than it's already fucked up. Affinity 023. So as you can see here, it didn't actually change the affinity, even though I changed it. It didn't actually change the affinity of system. But like, look at this. You can still see stuff is using 0 through 8. I want to know what's actually using these cores. Like, this just shows you... You can kind of surmise based on what utilization is, but there's clearly stuff that's operating here. Like, look at that. What did that? IO Delta. Steam Web Helper. Above normal. Why is Steam above normal? That's interesting. Huh. Chrome did this shit too. Chrome decided it had to set itself because it needs to be very fluid and why are some of these above normal? Above normal. Vital. Above normal. Chrome decided it had to be super, super responsive for whatever reason, and it fucking doesn't. Wonder if that's Steam doing that. IO Delta. Delta is usually a difference. Apparently Steam just has Steam sales all the time now. Uh-huh. I mean, I guess I could just get a video card at this point and see if that fixes my issues and go from there. I don't think a 1300K is a bad processor either. It's one of the reasons I bought it. What is this? I'd also be have to restart my system for that to take effect. Host. Oh. Yeah, error setting process affinity. Ah! Chrome trying to set its own processor priority? Okay. There needs to be something here like peak. Like instead of percent base, which constantly changes, it needs to have like peaks. So the amount like where it will utilize a high amount of percentage in a short period of time. Like boost. Like so if it spikes, I think there's actually supposed to be responsiveness. I think there's actually maybe a stat for that in here. If not, like the guy for Process Lasso, I've actually emailed him a couple times, and he tends to actually change stuff if you if he thinks it's a good idea. There should actually be a stat here for like peak utilization. Like it even if the percentage is low, an average percentage is low. That's over time. What you want to see is basically a stutter where it creates a significant amount of load in a short amount of time and then goes away. Yeah. Twitter. Last post was on November 15th, 2022. I guess email then. contact. Yep, okay. How'd you figure that out? So it would be a stat based on... It looks like taking steam off of it helped, but there's still... You can definitely still see utilization there, right? Some of the stuff is system processes and can't be moved, and of course there are some things that are just kind of in the background that do stuff that you just don't... Like, they aren't showing... It isn't showing up much, but it's clearly affecting... Like, it's causing percentage utilization. Also, by the way, some of the things that could be still loading up here is system process, because obviously you can't change that apparently. Search indexer. Oh my god. Bar. I'm gonna run the search process on your P-cores, guys. What a great idea. Anyway, we got to play some games here tonight too, guys. Yeah, so stuff I'm seeing on Reddit making me regret my purchase, but at the same time, couldn't figure it out when I purchased my... The possibility here is I'd have to sell my 1300K because you can't return it. I'd have to sell it on eBay at basically a loss. Like a 15% loss. Do I want to? Like, I thought the majority of the stuff would be taken care of, but it doesn't completely. Like, it seems like Intel and AMD both have problems. It seems like Intel has done a better job with their problems, but still has problems. What happens if I park my course? Nothing, because I have C-states off. Shows that they're parked. Alrighty, enough of this for now. See if I adversely affected my gaming performance now. Where were we? I don't normally get buyer's remorse, guys, because I do my research. But I did my research, and there's still just new stuff that's cropping up now. I didn't know you could just install the 7950X3D and then not install any of the software, and it'd work just like a normal processor. Oh, geez, and then you can prefer frequency. You no longer say the word teabag, teabagging, teabag, so I came up with the perfect solution. She crouched up and down very fast. I did not like it. She altered... The thread is locked. She altered her height relative to the ground repeatedly with great haste, and I felt a strong distaste for the spectacle. Some of the stuff BHVR does is hilarious. Fuck. Suffering meter would solve all the problems for the game. Bar that gets filled with blood to visually indicate how much you have pleased the entity during the trial, with 3 different stages ranging from entity displeased to merciless killer. Sounds like this is a new objective. It would fill every time you hook a wound to survivors, and sacrifice would just be the cherry on the top. This way it would have a clear indicator of what's considered a victory, incentivizing the killer to do its job, searching for chases and immediately leaving a hook, making tunneling totally useless once and for all. No, it's not a new objective. It's literally just to stop people from suffering, or from tunneling. Do not care about slugging, hitting, nothing. The whole reason you're there is to kill survivors, though, so I guess making them suffer? They generally aren't suffering. They only care about leaving. The whole reason people tunnel people out of the game is because people only care about leaving. Like, that's it. They just care about teabagging you and execute. Learn that from survivors. They care about how many pips you get. They don't care how much score you get. They don't care whether or not it's considered a win, as long as they escape. No new mechanics were added. It's basically just another way of... just basically going for hooks. So basically you win with less hooks. It already exists. That's the little symbol in the bottom left corner that rotates every time you hook someone. Not perfect. This is playing an OW2's idea. Has the same problems. No, this is not True Talents. This is OW2, where he just said that you should have a bank of hooks, or a bank number of hooks, and then that's it. Everyone shares a bank of hooks. I like how everyone has shifted to tunneling and camping, even though it's been a thing in the game for a long time. It's just people learn that that's how you have to actually play as a killer, and not what you do when you don't fucking just wander around and down random people and put them on hooks, because that's not how you win the game. It's not a good way to win the game either. It's not about chases, it's about killing people in the game. Yeah, survivors only care about leaving. They don't give two shits about the killer and what the killer wins. It doesn't matter to them. They just want to leave. They care about leaving. If they leave, it's a win for them. They don't give a shit about anything else that happens in the match. Why does Sadako in game have super red eyes? Because she doesn't use eye drops. Okay, let's move along. We're actually going to play some games here tonight, guys. Let's play some games. Enough of the chit-chat. Enough of the silliness here. Let's move along. That is not the way. That is not the way. That's not good. Why is it doing that? Yeah. I need to take a piss here, guys. Long podcast section. Lots of tweaking. Lots of resentment. The usual, guys. Alright. Also got started later tonight regardless. Because I had to do some Fix-It. I had to be Mr. Fix-It today, so... yeah. Good. Okay. I'm gonna take a piss, guys. I'll be back. Let's play some OWs. 1 second. Alrighty. See how things go tonight, guys. Good. Hey, your face. Kind of feels better. I don't know exactly if that's just... this game's fucking weird, guys. Sometimes it feels better and sometimes it's not. I don't know. Better than earlier. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Select your hero.
Other teams memeing, guys. What do you think that's about?
I could have rebuilt you without all that metal. And left me a monster. Like other creations.
What other creations? I want to see them.
Perspective.
Good. They should make a new hero that's Moira's creation. That'd be great. Like an abomination or something. Make him a tank.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1.
Yeah.
Capture the objective.
En route. Here to support. Enemy over here. Aerial positioning underway. I don't
Got it? Nope. Negatory.
The skies await. On the move.
Good.
We're outnumbered. Be advised.
Cheating? Already? I mean, Ashe is very accurate. One thing that definitely, unless they have like an ultra cheats set up, one of the things that's definitely noticeable is reaction times. You'll see people that are incredibly accurate, but they have shit for reaction time. And she just teleported and saved him. Surprise.
Enemy over here.
Ran from the healer. Multiple people chasing me around, including the fucking ball.
Here to assist.
Tank is very accurate, as is the Ashe. These guys are all fucking trying to do, these guys are all trying to do pop shots on me. Like they're all trying to style on me. What's going on here, guys? This is kind of weird. Huh. Good evening, Frost.
Systems nominal. On the move.
Fuck the other guy go. This fucking tank just keeps following me around too. Oh. Literally between shots, guys. Good.
Let's show him some air power. En route. I could use a hand.
Tank's still following me around again.
Shake it off. Repositioning.
Kinda sorta feeling that way though. It's like they know who I am and they got a bone to pick with me. Probably means they're pre-made. Huh. Always interesting when stuff like that happens. Good. We had that weird shit where there is like half a dozen players that swapped out at the beginning of the match. Like I said before, guys, when people start memeing, like you can see in the left side here, it's usually because they have a distinct advantage and usually because they're doing something cheeky or cheesy. So pre-made or cheating. I know it's kind of a sad way of looking at things, but that's basically every single case I've seen where people act like that. It's usually because there's something weird going on in the match. And Overwatch tends not to be a super joyful experience, so when people are acting like that, you know there's something going on. Yeah. Their entire team's literally shooting at me. Good. The moment I attacked their healers, they all just immediately looked at me. Yep.
All systems nominal. On the move. Establishing area position.
And dead.
don't stay down. En route.
Uh-huh. I'm sure they're going to deflect here in a second. The reason it doesn't because people leave, because you never used to be able to 5-stack and just plow people. Fuck off, dude. You can tell this is a pre-made. God. And he has a bad angle. I.e. can't run away.
Returning to battle. En route.
But yeah, in Overwatch 1, you never used to be able to pub stomp. Blizzard changed that apparently to sell more skins, so 4 and 5 stacks can go against puggers because that makes the game fair. Use your sword, dude.
Increasing altitude.
Dive.
Enemy seen.
Concussive out.
There's the McCree, of course.
Swish.
As is expected when you start fucking on people. And he's cheating. He pre-aimed the Zen before he came around the corner, and then me.
Repositioning.
Good. Genjis are hard to figure out when they're cheating, guys. Mainly because cheating Genjis look an awful lot like normal Genjis. Because of the way Genji works as a character. But when they switch to hit scan, it's pretty much immediately apparent when they're cheating. So, I don't know why everyone's going through that tiny little hole, but... Ball might be cheating too, I don't know. I think we only had 1 kill cam by Ball despite him following me around for like half the match.
Let's show him some air.
Both times. Actually, last match was just the entire thing, and this match is like half of it. We're getting healed up. Oh. Good.
Step right up. Shots potential.
Good. Now we get to waste 3 missiles on a turret, apparently. Fun. Because I'll be the only one attacking it. Yeah, so the Genji's definitely cheating. And I didn't actually think so until we saw him on the McCree. Where he started pre-aiming.
Same saccharine tone. Same empty head.
Good. Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 3. Capture.
Positioning underway.
More of the usual. Yep.
Enemy over here. I require healing. Got one here.
fucking threw it. Oh my god. Okay. And cheating McCree. Minus setting. Yeah.
See ya. I'm with you.
Want a revenge kill? Nope. The moment you kill someone, guys, if someone's focusing you, is the moment they try to go for a revenge kill. He's 100% cheating.
Returning.
Regardless of whatever his aim might show,
Goodbye.
he looks at people through walls, and that's not something you ever become capable of doing. Weird.
I'm with you. Got it. Much better. Justice served.
No. Oh, the one place that had fire, and I landed in it. Way down the edge. Hilarious.
Systems nominal. We're outnumbered. Be advised. En route.
Yep. And Pixel shot through a crack by the turret.
Let's show him some air power. Up and away.
He really wants to kill me. Good. Just went for it. Shouldn't even shot anyone. Okay, so the McCree is definitely cheating. We're gonna take a look at the ball, because I also feel like he's cheating, but we haven't had any kill cams on him. So let's take a look here. Like I said, when people act cheeky like that, 100% they're either part of a cheat lobby or, let's first report him. Or they're in a pre-made. %. Let's take a look at the replay. I'm curious about the ball. First game of the night, guys. Already cheaters. Phenomenal. Like I said, it's almost like a dead giveaway every time I've seen someone act cheeky like that. But he was really fucking weird in round one. Roller? Definitely looks like he's looking at people through walls right now. Now he's looking around them, obviously. Not. Take a look at the Ash, too. typing or doing something. You can see his aim go really fucking wide and then snap back the target. Could just be him readjusting. Didn't feel like anything was going on in... Am I watching the right guy? No, I'm not watching the right guy, guys. Wrong ball. No, we were watching the right guy. I went back to the wrong guy, though. Okay, fast forward. Pretty sure that's an aimbot.
Listen to my prayer. Unbreakable, unstoppable,
Specifically, like, he's missing some part, but it looks like it's snapping between different players. As you can see earlier with the Zenyatta. Let's go back and let's look at the Ash. Oh, this is the one with the dip in the center. Let's take a look here at her coming out of spawn.
You won't get the best of me. Not a rain cloud in sight. My ultimate is ready. Not a rain cloud in sight.
Yeah. Okay.
Whew, just what I needed.
Scared.
My ultimate is ready. Cheers, love. It's time to save the world. I'll take a reader. Enemy over here.
Pretty sure that's a name bot, guys.
Let the Kitsune guide you. Thanks. Thank you.
Ready for fight.
Enemy over here. All in a day. Over here. Enemy over here. I'll take a reader. I'll take a reader. I'll take a reader.
Goes for the Yeah, you see that? He's obviously trying to kill the fucking Mercy. Like, his fucking pants, his life depends on it, right?
I'll take a redo.
What I noticed just now is where he accidentally locks to the Hog while still trying to chase the Mercy. There must be a minimum lock range on this. Right here. Trying to chase the Mercy, and I guess his aimbot got confused. Instead of chasing the Mercy, which he's obviously doing, and it's someone that is manually controlling this mouse is not going to do this. Right there. And then he goes to the side. He doesn't go up after the Mercy. He goes to the side to unlock the aimbot. Very certain this guy's cheating. I don't think that's just like an ADD moment or something.
My thanks.
He was trying super hard to kill the Mercy. Typing or doing something. Which is weird. I don't... Like, in this day and age, guys, if you're in a pre-made, and almost no one types in quick play. If you're in a pre-made in this day and age, you're using Discord. Almost exclusively. Even without Discord, you can use the in-game voice chat, right? No one uses voice chat in the game, and you wouldn't stop moving if you're using voice chat in the game. Which means he's doing something else, just like our McCree friend was doing. Or was it the Ball was also doing that? Ball might have been cheating, but it looked relatively normal to me, so there wasn't really any pre-aim going on there. We saw pre-aim already on the Ashe, which is this guy. Where he goes. Not interested in looking at Torbjorn play. Torbjorn is like RNG luck, and that's usually when they're memeing. Where he goes to Torbjorn. Not interested in that. Let's take a look at the beginning of the game with Ashe. We just scrolled past this.
Genji is with you.
How y'all doing?
Good. I already noticed this with the ball when he whooshed past the guy's screen. I'm very certain you can momentarily see it lock onto me before I leave the screen, and it snaps with me. In response. not.
Thank
See where we started watching. Okay. Enough of this. Unfulfilling as fuck, guys. Christ, waste of my fucking time. Next game. First game of the night, guys, and that's what we get. Fun.
Strike from above.
Let's actually play games. I enjoy playing games. I like playing games.
Blown away.
Not doing someone's job at Blizzard. Why I almost never look at replays, because it's just a waste of time.
Blasted. Touch the sky.
Even if you look at it, everyone will have a different subjective opinion of what's actually going on, whether or not the guy's cheating or not.
Notch another. Double.
Differ from your own.
Up and away. Messy, but we got it done. Double. Double. Move. Going down.
Nope.
When I'm hitting my shots, you can't touch me.
I hit them.
Double. Establishing aerial
Fire, nothing came out. It's a dry fire, guys. Oh no, I hate when that happens.
You weren't watching the skies.
How my aim feels wonky again. I wonder if it has something to do with looking at replays. There's no way. You have to restart your game after looking at a replay. It's actually pretty good, all things considered, regardless of what's happening in that match. Game felt pretty good. I felt like it should have hit.
Switch. Double.
Weird.
Now traveling to Paris. Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
Mm-hmm.
Strike from above.
Good.
I think I can make this worth my time.
I'll make something worth your time. Bow chicka wow wow, chicka chicka bow bow bow.
Does everyone know the plan? Hello. I am power.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Greetings.
Attack commence.
Taking out.
Capture objective A.
Ah, I love being pop shot. Can't wait. kunai. Oh my god. Ah. Oh. Looks like an aimbot. Good. Another one, guys. We'll see.
Much better. Heightening your capabilities. Thanks for the assist. Increasing altitude.
I don't understand. How the fuck do they move to the side instead of the direction behind them? They should be pushed off the platform. Why do they go sideways? Why do they go sideways, guys? I don't understand. Also pre-aim. This guy's also cheating. Good! Oh my god!
The skies await. En route. You call? I am empowered.
Ignoring Diva? I'm trying to kill what's killing me. Which involves ignoring Diva, apparently. Or she comes around the corner, shoots me in the face. When you stand still, they love fucking around with you, so. How the fuck did he go to the side? I hit him in the face! What? I thought he went off the platform. What the fuck? That's pre-aim again. What the fuck, guys? God. Oh. Good. Oh my god. Lovely. I thought I was dead. Yeah. Used up all your Diva Matrix. Either that or too slow to react to it. No. Cheat squad.
Shake it off.
Shit. And changing characters, by the way, would not help here. With the exception of being they might toggle off, or might give you easier time because they hate the character less or something. Yep. That from their team. Literally have the most damage on their team right now, guys.
All systems nominal.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But you have the most deaths! Yeah, because you actually have to go in to do damage, as it turns out. Huh? Good. That's 100% a cheat lobby, just like hardcore. Alright, let's start. Are these all on burner counts? No. 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 Rico, can't tell. Widowmaker. Yeah. Game. Fun, fun, fun. Fun for the whole family, guys. Oh my god.
Strike from above. Establishing area position.
Normally, like, what you get with, like, the I don't know if you call it sleazy cheaters, is they'll actually let you get pretty far into the match before they do that. Kind of shows you what kind of people you're playing against, where they literally want to kill you at the first point before you ever get a chance of capturing anything. Like, they literally just want to keep killing you over and over and over at the first point. That somehow gives them dopamine and serotonin, and they get a kick out of it. I don't really understand how, but this is the day and age we live in, guys. There's literally nothing you could have done against that. The only thing you possibly could have done is swap the character in hopes that they hate the character less and they'll swap off their cheats. Whether or not I'm playing Pharah, or playing Sombra, or playing really any other character, Widowmaker's still going to one-shot you. McCree is still going to two-tap you. It literally does not matter when you're instantaneously accurate at everything. Top 500 OWL players, apparently. In plat. Yeah.
Multiple targets eliminated.
Nothing you can do about that.
Swish. Blasted.
Where that just felt like going through the character.
Well deserved.
Yep. Next game.
Arriving at Conceal. Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
Mr. Bates. Oh! Oh! I wonder what that name's referring to, guys. No idea. Oh my god. Oh. Mr. Bates. Like, Master Bates, but obviously not.
Strike from above. Thanks for the assist.
Fruition comes from within, as does failure.
You gonna get another cheat lobby, guys? Or 2 for 2.
Aerial positioning.
Not just 2 cheaters, but, or a cheater, but 2 cheaters for 2 matches. Both DPS, possibly tanks. Incredible.
Someone called the ambulance. On a scale of 1 to 10, how is your I am empowered. Improving
I am hitting absolutely nothing right now. Bye.
positioning. Establishing area position.
Dude.
I will not waste this opportunity.
Why is there input delay? IDK. Fuck you. Moira? Ah, we get some toggles. I love toggles. That was very accurate, Anna. We get 2-3 tap. Oh, almost. Playing with fire there, guys. Yeah. Tank pick. Good, good, good. Well worth it.
Oh, I'm gonna shove them in a locker. Taking to the air. Mastering you. I will not waste this opportunity.
Hello. Hi.
Forward spawn activated.
En route.
Make it. Good. What? Is that like a macro? I still don't have any fucking... It's like I got right-clicked and then meleeed at the same time. Just all every one of the shurikens just went in my brain. It feels like that's like a melee sound, but it's not. I think that's just what happens when you get hit with all the shurikens in your mind. Good. Oh, that's fast enough. Like when you use your shift, guys. It's one of the things I don't like about Pharah. It's fast enough for 2 taps or 3 taps, excuse me, but not fast enough. If I drop out of the sky, it's not fast enough for 2 taps. I'll get. Yeah. God. Did Mercy run away?
I don't want to talk about it.
No.
I will not waste this opportunity.
Messed up. Ah!
Over there. Enemy over here. On the move. Heroes never bow. You don't have to thank me.
Good.
I have power.
I don't know why, but the... Oh. Alright. The Mercy, or not the Mercy, the McCree is not going out of his way to try and kill me. He definitely seems insanely fucking accurate. Ha! Okay. Backing up literally got me killed. You just got line of sight on me.
The skies await.
Over there.
Stop their push.
Understood.
Group up.
Holy shit.
They're pushing the barricade. Stop them.
The barricade is making progress.
Oh my god. It looked like he wasn't even close enough to do that. Like I thought I got away from him. I don't understand. So, like, every time he swings his blade, he can use shift again? What the fuck was that? He didn't kill anyone.
Positioning. They've taken the robot. Thanks.
Good. Tanks are playing rock, paper, scissors. Fuck. There. Holy fuck. Oh, who's the... That was last match, wasn't it, with the guy that wouldn't get pushed properly from E? Yeah, that was McCree. I didn't include that. Weird shit like that you have to include. What?
Always more to learn.
Like physics didn't apply to him properly or something?
On the move.
I don't even know if that's manipulatable. It could be a large amount of desync. Which you'd be able to figure out with ping. Oh, well...
Taking off. Going up.
Fucking Genji does not miss. Good. Nice. McCree, very sure McCree was cheating. I don't know why he wasn't going for me, guys, because he was insanely accurate, but for some strange reason. 1 in 10, who is that? What? Two. I missed 2 tanks too. I think the 5-person system isn't good. You also lose out on like another person in the game, which also makes it more lively. Oh. So accuracy-wise, accuracy-wise, it's probably our most normal match tonight so far. 37-14. Not very good. 40-24 is actually pretty good. But we literally got stepped on. 36-12. Yeah. I don't know. There's definitely like spurts of cheating that pops up. That come out of nowhere. We haven't played enough games tonight to figure that out though. like 2 out of 3 games had cheaters in it. The last one might have had a cheater in it, but I don't know because he wasn't really attacking me. I'm not going to go back through and look at the replay because that takes too much time. First 2 games both had cheaters in it. 2 cheaters in it, excuse me. So, I don't know. It could be someone on our team too, and I definitely didn't. Like, can't figure that one out with looking into replay. We actually did the best on our team. Let Genji doing stuff. He didn't die a lot either. Report everyone. Okay. I mean, no, but I know it feels that way. That's definitely not what I'm looking at. So, no, but yes, but no. Okay. Alrighty, guys. I know we didn't play many games tonight, guys. We had a bunch of stuff pop up. I got on late. I had work to do, like real-life work, unrelated streaming. That's just the way it goes. Felt like I wanted to get on for a couple hours, regardless of what happened. And then we had a bunch of shit to cover in the podcast section. I don't know, guys. Like, I like my new processor. I do. But, grasses... I'm getting heavy grass is always greener vibes right now. Where it looks like the 7950X3D might be worth getting, but at the same time... Like, I didn't want to get 7800X3D, and the problems with the 7950X3D, apparently you can iron out with custom affinities, and that's kind of good. The downside being is I already got a new processor. That's kind of bad. So if I decided to go with the 7950X3D, I would have to return... Basically, actually, I'd keep the memory, but I'd have to return my motherboard, and the processor I can't return, so I'd have to eBay it. And that means I'm going to take like a 14%, even if I sold it for retail, I'm going to take a 14% hit to price. I'm just going to lose money. And then there's also the hassle of going through it and hoping you don't get some asshole that tries to scam you. I don't fucking know, guys. Fuck. This is... Fuck. This is a fuck scenario. Fuck. What I really want, by the way, is a modder. At the end of the day, what I'm really looking forward to is a new modder. It. Okay. Alrighty, guys. Well, I'm out here for this evening, guys. Tomorrow will be more Overwatch 2, so you guys have to look forward to or not to look forward to, depending on your preferences. If you are new to the stream, you enjoyed the bullshit, you enjoyed the fun, you enjoyed the podcast, the prolonged podcast tonight, including tech conversations and talking about tweaking your computer, make sure you hit the follow button in the top right-hand corner. I do stream every day from evening to late night, GMT-6, so 8 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time to 1 to 2 a.m. Give or take, depends on my life, what's happening, etc., guys. The usual shenanigans. I'm out here for this evening, guys. Tomorrow will be more of the OW2s. Yeah, and then maybe figuring out an answer to deal with, want to trade up. I don't actually know. I think this is kind of grass is always greener. I don't think it's going to matter much, but it might matter, but it might not matter, but it might matter, but it might not matter. I don't fucking know. But alrighty, guys. I'm out here for this evening, guys. Thanks for watching my stream as always, and I hope you guys have a wonderfully fantastic Wednesday night and Thursday morning. Have a good day, guys.